what we have in store for you guys. So keep in mind, Mercury in retrograde starts on the 17th, and don't make major decisions. It's going to affect you because you are ruled by Mercury. So you want to be careful when it comes to large expenditures, signing paperwork, especially legal documents, and don't make any drastic life decisions. Okay. Well, if you can help it, don't make any drastic life decisions. And be also very careful with communication mishaps. Take what people say with a grain of salt, and be very, very patient with people that you're dealing with in general, because you might, things that are said might be misconstrued, okay? I'm waiting for the first, okay, so I have the first card here. All right, so Eight of Cups. Definitely going back to a situation from your past, crossed by the High Priestess, knowing better but not listening to your intuition. So this is something you want to be careful about, okay? Alright, so I have the Eight of Cups crossed by the High Priestess with the Ace of Swords, Knight of Coins, Queen of Cups, Five of Swords, the Empress, Ace of Wands, a lot of passion coming through for you, Seven of Swords, Four of Cups, the Star reverse, and the Sun. Okay, so the heart of the matter, we have the Eight of Cups, and it's in the reverse position. So this is definitely like, this is a situation that you were once emotionally very, very invested in, and you've had to walk away. And I do feel that for a lot of you, there was definitely a severance that was made in a significant relationship. So because of it, you have walked away from it in the past. But now there is opportunity or temptation to move backwards or to retract, okay? And it's crossed by the High Priestess because it's your intuition screaming out at you and telling you there's no way that's going to work. So you really don't want to go there because you might be emotionally embroiled in another conflict, okay? So you want to be very, very careful about this. I do feel that a lot of you are grounded enough and you're tempted to do so, to backtrack, but I do sense that you know yourself well enough at this point to know that that's not going to work, and you know the other person well enough because you've already severed them from your life. And I do feel for a lot of Virgos, once you stop talking to somebody, you're not going to backtrack. There's definitely temptation, and there's definitely that lure from the past because of a very, very strong emotional connection, but it's not going to pan out, and you know that, and you're trying your best to heed your inner intuition, and also to follow the high, take the high road basically, and advance, okay? So rather than forging back, I do feel that a lot of you will just turn your back from the other person and just move forward. I do feel for a lot of you, you were in a relationship with a water sign. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm getting a very strong Pisces vibe with this person. There is a water sign that you were very, very much in love with, and I do feel there's still a great deal of love coming from their end, okay? There's still a lot of love. They still care about you, and because of it, I do feel that a lot of you still sense this, and that's why, that severance was like, it was done in a very I guess hesitant way. It took a really long time to at least make up your mind to move forward. And you know that the other person loves you, but you're kind of turning your back on them at this point, and you're trying to move on with your life. And I do feel that there might have been joint assets, financial division, some type of a financial negotiation that happened in the past, and you thought it was done and over with, and now you have to go back and negotiate one more time with the Ace of Swords in the reverse position, which indicates to me it's not a completely clean severance, okay? In terms of what's in your environment that you're not aware of, here is the Five of Swords. So there is a water sign coming back in, but they're not looking to battle with you. They're actually looking for that last chance, that last appeal, in order to win back your love and affection is what I'm sensing. And I do feel that for those of you involved with like water sign women, there might be pregnancies related to this issue, and they're contacting you not because they want to engage in battle, but because there might be situations regarding family planning, regarding estate planning that requires you and them to work together to resolve. Okay. And for those of you who are just involved with water sign male or female in general, I do feel that there's still a lot of love involved in this situation. I don't sense that you want to get back into any type of a situation with them. I don't feel like you want to re-engage or even reconcile, but I do feel they care about you a great deal, and they're calling to check up on you to see how you're doing. So I do feel sincerity, definitely, coming from the water signs perspective. And I also feel this is somebody that has a long history with you. They've been with you through all your conquests, through all your periods of self-doubt, and they really they were there to help you, they work behind the scenes to give you the confidence to forge ahead and conquer and achieve success in the world. So that's what I'm sensing. So because of it, they just want to know how you're doing and if you're doing well. Okay, so I don't feel any malintents on their end, so it would be okay for you to actually have open discourse with them, because I do feel that it's going to allow some healing to take place. Okay. In terms of your external environment, we have the Ace of Wands, which indicates to me it's plans, projects that are coming to light, and especially this is a revival in passion. Okay, so if we're reading this in a purely relationship oriented way, I would definitely say there's still a lot of love and passion and physical chemistry, attraction coming from both ends. But you're looking for something else now. You want a little bit more emotional fulfillment, and you were emotionally fulfilled with that situation, but you want more of like that relationship might have been a little bit too restricting. It might have been a little bit too needy. So you're looking for greener pastures. You're looking for more, less claustrophobia in a relationship. And what I mean by that is you want freedom to run around. So that can mean, dating multiple people, because in your environment, there's definitely a lot of attraction with the Ace of Wands. It indicates to me as well, vitality, success, but also, like the physical drive, like basically wanting to date multiple people, wanting to keep your options open, wanting to look down at your prospects and gauge what's available for you. Okay, so that's the direction that I feel you're heading towards, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I do sense that for a lot of you, I do feel that if you've been with like a water sign, the water sign might have exhibited a very carefree attitude. They might have been involved with a lot of people. So you're kind of looking at them. This is not going to apply to all, but you're looking at them and you're kind of judging, the way they live their life, and you feel like it's not really jiving well with your life, so you might be hesitant about entering into a relationship with them. For a lot of you, there might be a fire sign in your midst, and the fire sign is very free-spirited, and this is somebody that you aspire to be with, but now you're kind of looking at them a little bit critically, and there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. I do feel that it's just a difference in opinions as to how you want to live your life and how they want to live their life. So as a result of it, you might be a little bit hesitant. You might be choosing between a water sign and a fire sign. So that's something coming through for you. In terms of hopes and fears here, in terms of relationship, you don't want to get swindled. And I do feel that the Knight of Coins is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And this is you, but it can be male, female representation of you. And I do feel Knight of Coins are very, very cautious. They're very, very careful about who they get involved with and what types of people they want to associate with. So you've got two options on the table, a water sign and a fire sign. I do feel the water signs from the past, the fire sign might be somebody recent, somebody new. And you don't want to get swindled, and the fire sign is bustling with energy, with like excitement, and this person looks very fun, very successful, but you feel that they have a lot of suitors, so you don't really know if I'm almost sensing this self-doubt creeping in, where you feel like you might not be exciting enough, you might not be good enough for the other person. So needless to say, this isn't an energy that you want to entertain. These aren't thoughts that you want to entertain, or energies that you want to bring with you into your future, because it's self-defeating, okay? So this is, there's that moment of self-doubt creeping in when you are on the dating scene, or if you're dealing with new people and you don't really know where you stand with them. At the same time, as the outcome position, I have the Four of Cups, which indicates to me a lot of social dating. It's also a lot of options opening up, and you're feeling kind of down on yourself, and you feel as if you're not good enough for the people that are around you. I do feel as well, you have a lot of abundant energy. People are definitely drawn to you with the sun. You're kind of magnetic, and people are very, very interested in what you have to say, but you're very shy, and you're very like withdrawn into your shell. So you're not letting that bubbly personality, that vivaciousness shine through, okay? At the same time, I do sense, since you have the Empress card as your advice, I do feel the Empress in this deck is all about, you know, the acquisition. It's all about, you know, it's sort of like physically, you're kind of like standing still and trying to assess the situation, but inside, like on the emotional front, you're very fired up, and you feel like you're very ready to go. However, the environment itself is not conducive for you to unleash that passion. So as a result of it, you're kind of holding yourself back from life, okay? And I do sense that this is something you have to overcome. This lack of lacking in self-esteem is something that you definitely have to overcome in this situation on the dating front. The people that are around you are the ones that really know you actually have a lot of assets, okay? And the people that are around you are the ones that know this, and because of it, they want to be with you no matter what. So you might want to reconsider this, or at least let go of your sense of like inferiority complex, okay, is my advice here. We do have the Star as well in the reverse position. So what I'm getting here is you have a lot of options on the dating front, and I do feel intuitively you know what's going to work out and you know what's not good for you. So it goes to show that, you know, you really have to forge ahead with the right choices here. I do feel that for those who are kind of like straddling between relationships, one person might be very exciting, the other person is very, very emotionally fulfilling. And instead of going for the person who is emotionally fulfilling to you and nurturing and just, you know, has always been there for you, you are leaning towards more fun and excitement, more social dating, and there is nothing wrong with that. There's no value judgment here. It's just, I do sense that as an earth sign, you do want the emotional fulfillment at the end of the day. Because the Four of Cups here, it's you're feeling sad because the Four of Cups are pretty much, they're empty in this deck. They're empty. In other decks, they're definitely filled up. And in this deck, it indicates to me that you're in front of a pond here, and you're looking for love. And you have to replenish the love for yourself first before you can get into a healthy relationship with another person. So all you have to do here is, you know, bend over and just scoop up some water to replenish yourself, because other people can't do it for you. So this sense of cultivating your self-worth, your self-esteem, is definitely needs to happen first. Otherwise, no matter who you're with, it's still not going to work out. But at the same time, I do feel that a lot of you were in relationships where you were like emotionally drained, and you don't have that to give or to invest in another relationship. So you feel as if, you know, the other person, it's not fair, the other person took and took, and it's not that they took and took because they're in the upright position. It's because you might have given your power away. So you want to think about this, and you want to do some healing for this. last 2 weeks, and also, get yourself in a position where you feel like whole again in order to date, because if you're not whole, you're not going to find a healthy relationship, and you might end up in codependent relationships where you're constantly feeling depleted, or the other person constantly can't reach you on an emotional can't achieve emotional depth with you because you feel like you're lacking it. Okay, so Virgos, there's definitely some inner work that needs to be done. There are a lot of relationship prospects, and I've been seeing this for you since last month, but you're kind of at a standstill, and you're still kind of like moping, recovering from past relationships, trying to replenish yourself on an emotional level, and there's nothing wrong with that. Take all the time that you need, okay? Because I do feel with the star and the sun, timing is definitely not a factor. It's definitely on your side, so you don't have to worry. I'm also getting this strong message with the star card in the reverse position. The star card is the card of Aquarius. And in this context, what I'm sensing is it's somebody who's very, very comfortable in his or her skin. And as a result of it, they're dispensing knowledge and love into the outer world, into their outer environment. In the reverse position, it feels to me as if, coupled with the Four of Cups, this is the person you also aspire to be, that very bubbly, gregarious, but also like you want to be the dispenser of knowledge, you want to be the dispenser of love. And you're looking at this situation, it's almost like if you see these two cards, he's there, he wants to be this. So all he has very, very little work in order to be this. And all he has to do is like this, fill up his cups, but he's not yet ready emotionally to do that, to take that first step. And once you're by the water's edge, and once you take that first step, you're going to take off, okay? So keep in mind, timing is not a factor. Take the time you need, but at the same time, you also have to take initiative in your life in order to be the dispenser of love, of knowledge, of, gifts for other people. So I feel like you're right by the water's edge, and you can replenish your empty cups, but you're not doing it just yet, okay? So this can play out as well for a lot of you. You feel very like emotionally drained after having gotten out of a relationship, a very significant relationship. And you know that you have some work to do, but you're kind of still at that point where you're thinking about, self-loathing, self-pity, and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there is a time and a place. Don't be obstinate about it. Don't hang on to the past, mainly because, you don't hang on to the past, mainly because you feel like, oh, it can be fixed, or at least have that sense of awareness that sometimes things don't really work out between people, not because there's anything wrong with either party. There's nothing that you did wrong. There's nothing they did wrong. It's just incompatibilities all the way around. So come to that realization, and I feel that you're going to be a lot happier. But either way, you're right by the water's edge, and all you have to do is fill up your cups, okay? So I would strongly advise you, seek the relationships that are emotionally fulfilling to you. There's nothing wrong with liking somebody because they're exciting. There's nothing wrong with that. We like who we like. And there's nothing wrong with staying with somebody because they fulfill you emotionally. So you have to really think about what it is that you want at this present in time. Your mind might change later on, but you have to do something about the two options that you have in your life, because they might not be around, okay? And you might want to think about really long and hard about what it is that you want to do, because I do feel that both of them are viable options, but you're not making a move. So, this is something that you want to make a move on by the end of the month at least, okay? So Virgos, take care of yourself. If you'd like a private reading, contact me at temperatestar@gmail.com. Also, if you, my website and my scheduling website are actually incorporated into the same place, and it's easier to book an appointment now. The website can be found below in the description box, okay? So take care of yourself. I'll talk to you